Welcome, everyone. My name is Ashish Jain. I'm the CTO here at Arkose Labs. Thank you for joining in today. Now, our view has always been that for a bot management strategy, you need a combination of both detection and challenges or CAPTCHAs. Now, we have always taken pride in Arkose being the only company that offers a platform that is integrating both detection and challenge into a single streamlined way of operating. For the last several years, we have been heavily investing in our detection capabilities around device intelligence, behavior biometrics, and IP reputation. And hence today, I'm very excited and super proud that we are launching a new set of challenges or CAPTCHAs that we are calling MatchKeys. And joining me today is Murry, Lancashire, who is the lead technical artist at Arkose Labs. Murry, welcome and excited to have you join the panel today.
Oh, great. It's lovely to be here with you. Yes, so as you said, I am the lead technical artist here, and along with my team here, of another couple of technical artists, we have developed Arkose MatchKey, and yeah, I'm really happy to bring you through this, all the intuitions as to what led to this eventual endpoint.
Awesome. Now, before we get into MatchKey, just to kind of set a quick context, now CAPTCHAs have been there for a long time, and they were created to be able to distinguish between bots and humans. And they have done that job pretty well for a long time, except I think it is pretty apparent that for the last few years that the bots have found a way to kind of work around them. And there is just a general sentiment in the user community which is not so positive around CAPTCHAs because sometimes you get confused when you're trying to solve them. Now, before we talk about the new innovation that we want to bring to the market, given the fact that you have been doing this for a long time, I would love to kind of hear your opinion on what are some of the challenges that you find with traditional CAPTCHAs?
Yeah, absolutely. So as we all know, traditional CAPTCHAs have worked for the longest time, and for decades really have been the way that people separate out bots from humans. But we've also seen massive rises in computer vision technology as well as machine learning. And so there's two different competing technologies that attackers can leverage to get past these things. So for example, with the traditional text capture, when that first came out, reading text was a really difficult problem in computer algorithms, where the initial companies actually realized that there was a problem space where they could train better algorithms by leveraging human labor. And so that's meant for decades that many of these captures have actually existed as a dual role where they're using humans to improve algorithms. But one of the problems there is that it's been too successful. We've absolutely made OCR algorithms that can read the worst handwriting on a letter much better than even a human can. And we've even gone into the image space where image detection and object detection, so let's say cars, traffic lights, houses, people, all these sort of things, these used to be very, very difficult machine learning problems. But the problem is, due to humans assisting here, we've actually gotten to a space where object detection is actually trivial. And so all these companies that have gone out of their way to build challenges around either the idea that text is hard to read by computers or object detection is difficult, well, they've actually painted themselves into a wall. And it means that these problems are now easier for machines to do than it's possible for humans to do them. But if you've painted yourself into that corner, it means all you can really do there is just keep on ramping up the difficulty. So you can kind of think of it as a Venn diagram between like human solvability and difficulty for computers. And it's actually gotten further and further apart. So yeah, that's where we really ended up into the situation where things are much more difficult for humans than they are for computers with the traditional approach.
So wait, are you saying that, look, humans are getting smarter, but machines are getting even more smarter? So it's kind of hard to keep up with the way that what worked in the past is becoming more challenging?
I don't know if humans are getting smarter.
I would hope so.
Well, we're getting like that, the peak of that. But keep in mind, when we're developing these things, we need to cover everyone. Like your grandma needs to get through this, your children needs to get through this. So even though we might see some humans getting smarter, we need to account for everyone. And so that's you can't just make something with the assumption that.
I think that's a very good, important distinction, that when you are looking for an experience across your customer base, you have to take into account the diversity and heterogeneity in your customer base. So you have to make sure that it can be handled, addressed, and solved, not by just, uh, one set of population, but across, which includes, older generation, which sometime may have, a different take on solving these things.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have to remember as well that the capabilities across cultures and disabilities, they are different. People have different world knowledge. People have different backgrounds. Some people are better at detecting color differences. Some people are better at doing math. These things we need to take into account. And I fear that a lot of traditional capture design has really steered into that area where the people who are developing it think it's easy. And so they put it out in front of people, but it's actually excluding large portions of the market from accessing services.
So the bottom line is that, look, captchas were great. They continue to serve us for a long time. However, with the advancement and compute and storage and ML and image recognition, they are hitting a little bit of their limits, and hence kind of shifting gears to, which is why we are super excited to be able to bring this innovative set of challenges to the market. And if you have a quick 1 or 2 slides, you can show what we are bringing to market and why are you so excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring it up on screen. So what makes MatchKey different? Well, this is at one of our first challenges here. This is our 3D roll ball. So the idea here, this is just an animation, so just come back to the start again. So the idea here is that the user sees a key image on the left here, which has a hand. And on the right-hand side, they've got an answer image that they need to rotate. So in this case, we've got a cartoony hippo. It's a very simple challenge. And we've found that with user testing, we have a 99% completion rate. And that's industry standard sort of stuff there. And what we've found is that by utilizing much larger images and starting to utilize questions that are presented through the idea of a key image, we can actually start to get away and make stuff that's easy for humans, but it's a lot more difficult for attackers to automate. So even though in this example, we're only showing one direction, every single time you play this, you're going to be asked to look for a different direction and pointing a different animal. And so it's actually dynamic. And there's really the peak innovation here is that we are asking the user to do something different every single time. So I'm just going to move to the next challenge and show another concept so we can just wrap our heads around how much variety we have here. So this challenge is called Airplane Aisles. And so this is asking a user to place a person in the correct seat. So for example, we're looking for W24. So we look across to W, move the person across to 24. This one's V21. So move it across, V21. Might be going a little bit faster than that example, but as you see, we're asking the user to do something different every single time.
Yeah, no, this is very innovative. Nothing, I believe, we have seen anywhere else, and definitely to completely change the way we look at captchas or challenges. Now, I know your team has been doing a lot of research, both around defensibility and usability. Any insights that you can share, which makes you feel so confident that they're gonna, hold the test of automation?
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing which is really deceptive about what we've actually done here is that there's a human intuition to think that if it is easy to solve, it must be a simple thing to do. Whereas the truth couldn't be further from that. Behind the actual back end here, we have thousands of different variations of what people are being asked to do. So in every single image, like on this challenge, for example, the numbers and the letters actually change where they're starting from. And so I think this challenge might have 1,000 different variations that we can ask for. But as an attacker, what that actually means is that you need to automate every single one of them differently. So either you need to write an algorithm that can pick up, so read this and detect where the human is, or you need to label every single image differently for machine learning. That becomes a very difficult thing. So in the end, what we've actually done here is that we've worked out that we want attackers to have to solve 1,000 different challenges to automate us. We want users just to solve one, and that's really a core difference here between traditional captions and what we're actually pulling off here.
That's very cool, and that kind of aligns with our philosophy at Arkose, that we want the fraudsters to be able to spend time and spend money, and if it becomes too expensive, they would go anywhere because they won't get the ROI. So this is very cool, and I know we only have limited time. Thanks to all the audience for joining in, and this is a sneak preview of what we are launching, and we will be hosting a webinar on December 13th at 10 p.m. by our founder and CEO, Kevin Goschak, and VP of Product, Himanshu Bari. And we would love to have you guys join in for more details. We'll walk you through exactly the different types of challenges and the different capabilities, matrix around defensibility and usability. And we would love to have you join us. Thank you again, and we will see you on next Tuesday.
Great, thanks for the chat, Ashish. I'm really looking forward to this one as well.